What's going on, guys? Mad Dad is back in this Madden. Here to talk about Madden, and yes, I have some Madden 21 news for you, so thank y'all for watching me today, and I hope you guys are having a great day. If you're new to my channel, first time watching the Mad Dad, first off, thank y'all very much. Secondly, please, on the road to 1,000 subscribers, you can help me on that road. All you gotta do is hit that subscribe button, turn that notification bell on, come into the mind of the Mad Dad as he spews all the madness of the remaining Madden 20 and Madden 21 and beyond. So thank you all for watching, and again, I hope you're having a great day, guys. So, I know it's been a few days since I've put a video out, guys. Hasn't been a lot to talk about, as far as Madden 20 is concerned. After we had the power-up expansion, I know I'll get some new legends this weekend. But we did get a Madden 21 stream last night on Twitch. If you missed it, Kralo and Clinton went over all the new, well, not all of them, some very interesting features that I'll dive into here. They did post them all, what I'm going to go over on Gridiron Notes. You can check that out on the EA website, the Gridiron Notes for Madden 21. But some interesting stuff coming to Madden 21, guys. I'm a little bit excited, as I should say. Hopefully, if some of these things they've talked about are even half as good as they talked about, then we're gonna have some great improvements in a lot of areas that really frustrated us this year. So big shout outs for them for recognizing that and and taking action on some of these things that we've really been frustrated about, guys. So without further ado, guys, I'm gonna dive right into it. We do have quite a bit of stuff to go over here. So I'm going to go ahead and jump over here to our Gridiron Notes. As you can see here, we have the Gridiron Notes page screen here. As you can see, it's on the Madden website. I did condense it down so we can get a little bit closer and look and see what we got going on here. The gameplay deep dive. So, as you can see, they went over all this stuff. You can check out their stream on Twitch. I'm sure it's up there on the EA Madden NFL Twitch page. But they did go over all this stuff in a little bit more detail, but I'll do the best I can to recap and give my take on what I think that, this will help us do as you as players and kind of try to bring it back to how it might apply to you at any level of Madden player, whether you're what they call a casual player, more intense or more competitive player. I think this is going to be a lot of good stuff for everybody. So, starting with the run defense. As we all know, run was the meta this year. It was so hard to find a good run defense. I mean, the winner of the Madden Bowl had a punter as his quarterback and just ran every single play. So with that being said, it was something that was exploited throughout this entire Madden 20 season. So they want to try to they're trying to make a push for more pass run, so it's more balanced this year. It's good. What they're going to do here is, as they say, they're going to force defenders aligned on the line of scrimmage at the snap to use wider angles at the start of the play to show more anticipation and better pursuit prediction. That's going to be, I think they do a decent job of it this year. I don't think that was one of the huge problems, but I'm glad that they are addressing and trying to get it from as many angles as possible. The anticipation, the pursuit angles at the start of the play, again, that's the same as the one before that. I think that's it's not a huge problem I saw with. I think it was a lot more with how they shed and what direction they would shed in. So, and the next one says hammer and fill players. And so they say that they're going to kind of it's going to kind of fill the gaps a lot quicker to stop all the muddiness within the line. I do think this is a huge problem. As we all know, we've seen that where the running back runs into the line and it's just a big crowd of people, and all of a sudden he comes out the other side with the ball and runs off for a touchdown. I think this is what this is going to really help include is to improve. I should say, is to close those gaps off as that's happening. The gap integrity, again, is something else they talked about, and then the more anticipation of the smarter block shedding with anticipation of the angle. That's what I think needed to be improved the most. I would see my guys to be shedding to the inside when the guy's running a stretch play. That's one of the most frustrating things ever in the run defense. No matter what you do, no matter how you set it up, you could not control how your AIs were going to react. So I think those improvements on that run defense is really going to help a lot. And trying to contain that run to really change the meta of this next year. Of course, I'll find something else, but that should have been fixed this year. That should have been a patch this year, obviously. But I'm glad it's being addressed nonetheless. In addition to the upgrades that run the tackling improvements, the defenders will be now much more aware when they're engaging blocks near a ball carrier, so they can shed and grab that ball carrier, which is so frustrating when they run right by a guy. In real life, they would have stuck their arm out at least. And the hit sticks and die tackle will be more functional. So the breakdown tackle, which we've seen on the trailer, if you haven't seen that, check that out. So it's going to be definitely looking at these tackling improvements and these run improvements. They're on the right page so far. So location-based tackles, the pylon tackle of this, they talked about this a lot in the game. Basically, what they're saying, if you're close to the first down marker, close to the sideline, or close to the end zone, that you have the ability to be aware, obviously with your increased awareness and ball control, that you can make those stretch over the pylon for the touchdown, to stretch over to get out of bounds if you're about to stop the clock, or to get that first down. So to be able to control that and not just let it be sheerly, it's going to be animation based. It's going to get frustrating at times. I'm sure we're going to fumble a lot, but it's going to allow a little bit more control over those tight situations that we had no control over before. So that definitely is a improvement. The zone drop coach adjustment. Before I get too far down here, the zone. I think this one right here, this zone drop coach adjustment, is probably one of the best ones I like, because it's really going to help control those rollout corner posts that everyone was doing this year, and it's going to allow you to adjust the depths of your flat hook zones within the coach's adjustments, on your play calling screen. So you can definitely say how far out you want them to go based on yards. So you're gonna be able to mess with that. That's something I'm really gonna mess with on the beta, is trying to figure out what these zones are and what the best way to get the guy exactly where you want to be. Again, something that should have been fixed this year, but I don't know if they could have put something that big into a patch. But I'm glad that they're addressing this, because it's definitely gonna help out with those rollout corner posts. So. And it says here, when you're facing a no-huddle offense, you can turn off these coaches just by using the reset play. So definitely that's going to work. Reset play did not work as far as run commit this year, so hopefully that is going to be fixed as well. Quarterback and passing improvements, throwing out of the sacks. They said they're going to have the ability. I remember them talking about this yesterday. If they feel that the sack is coming, and then the quarterback is going to be able to throw it a lot quicker. And based upon how far he is into his throw, it will be based upon how accurate it's going to be, but whether he will fumble or not. So that's definitely going to be something that's going to help you out a lot. The deep passes under pressure. Now we all know about the long windups. We've all been caught in those sacks. So based upon if they feel pressure, their windups are going to speed up. And as far as the accuracy, they're going to do the crossbody and under pressure passings. They're going to be a lot better. And they're also seeing, I didn't notice them talk about this in the stream last night. The max distance passing power penalty, that's going to be good for those long bombs. Pass interference for those in illegal contact. They're definitely going to be improving that as well. So a lot of good things are coming to the passing game. Definitely going to make it a lot easier. I think, though, as we go back up here, this zone drop coach adjustment is going to make it very easy to make a lockdown defense. Because the only thing I couldn't lock down as far as passing were those corner routes. And so with this adjustment here, I think I'm going to be able to lock down. So it's going to be very hard to pass this year. I'm glad they're adding in some things to help branch that as well, but I don't know if it's going to be able to control it. So defensive contain balancing. So when utilizing pass rush schemes to free up the contain player from being blocked. So the running back's going to run a lot quicker. So you're about to sack the quarterback a lot faster. If you're holding him, if he's not being blocked and they're not being scrambled, the contain player will be moving at a speed slower enough to read the quarterback with an intent to keep him in the pocket and will not break him into a full speed rush. All right, so he's not going to be chasing him down like if he's spying him and he's going to fire on him. He's just going to kind of move casually to keep him contained. So that's a good balancing. The catching responsiveness. Oh, now you can dictate the direction they want to catch and take them as a secure catch versus the left stick. Oh, that's good. So they're going to be able to control that a lot more. The player personnel packaging. So this you're gonna be able to your pre-play audible will now match the personnel package on the field. I think this is something that can be exploited, but we'll see how this works. Basically, it says here that your subs are gonna fix your packages, and it's gonna auto fit based on theirs. So we'll see how that works in the game. So also, if they repeatedly call audibles and flip the play around, they're more likely to get penalties. That's what this balance for repeated audible plays is. Player fatigue out of position ball carriers. People that are quarterbacks, wide receivers, or tight end that are running the ball as a running back are going to be more fatigued than a running back will. Basically what that's saying. The in-game kicking tuning, it's going to be harder to get the kicks done right. You're going to have a lesser, what do they call, error margin there. So this is going to be a little bit easier, harder to make kicks, and they're going to have wind. It's been tuned on simulation game style. Yeah, there you go. The wind and will be more effective too. And the way the ball bounces will be coffin corner exploits. Oh, so it's going to be harder to do scum kicks too. So they're addressing almost everything, it sounds like here. Awesome. So basically it sounds like they're going to make the wide receiver abilities, after reading over these a little bit, so I won't go over them too in depth. But the wide receiver abilities are going to make it a little bit more user-friendly, as far as they were very specific last year. And so you would just be able to, if you weren't in that exact situation, then the ability didn't really work for you. So now these are going to be a little bit more vague and be able to, use these throughout the different parts of the route. And the flip is, and the opposite is true for as far as the defensive abilities. Instead of they're going to have to make them more specific rather than being vague to make it harder. So they're really trying to help the passing game out here. So it's going to be harder to just, to use abilities for coverage and easier to use abilities for receiving. And as far as the pass ability lead, it was kind of confusing. They said they're going to tune that up a little bit. So we'll have to see what that looks like. It doesn't really say what they're going to say here. So as far as the biggest changes I'm seeing, as far as what's going to be the hardest to get used to, is this new controls, as you guys can see here. This is the last thing I'm going to go over. I know it's kind of just a speedy little recap, but I just wanted to kind of give you my take on everything real quick after I've gone over everything. As you can see here in the corner, celebrating now is just one key, the left trigger. Pitching is still this one. Sprinting is still this one. Protecting the ball is still this one. As you can see here, the biggest changes they talked about, pushing the right stick up now performs a hurdle. And here's what I'm reading right here. In the past, this performed a truck. So instead of truckling, you're going to be hurdling people. So a lot of people are going to be hurdling at first until they learn that. Pushing down the right stick now creates a new dead leg move, which is going to kind of be like a stop, like a juke stop, I think. Moving the right stick to either side performs a juke, the same, and the same thing for the rotating the stick. Now back to the controller. Again, you'll get the truck with the Y now instead of pushing up. Instead of the hurdling, the truck kind of switched spots. The dive is the same, spin's the same, stiff arm is the same. Again, you're going to use the stick right here to hurdle, to push up on that. And that's the biggest changes coming on there, guys. So, with that being said, I know I sped through a lot of that stuff. I know you can read it yourself. I don't want to insult your intelligence that much, but I just want to give you my overview of what I think a lot of this means. As far as the zone adjustments, I think it's really going to help the defense as far as getting rid of those cheesy, spamming corner routes. So I think that's going to be a big plus right there. You're going to be able to adjust in-game to your opponent. A lot more flexibility as far as that option is concerned. The abilities adjusting as far as offense, I never used wide receiver abilities because they were so specific this year. I think that vagueness is really going to help people use a lot more of the abilities on wide receivers. As far as the tackling animations on the defense, as far as more intelligent block shedding, I think that's a huge W. I don't know how many times I get frustrated watching replays and seeing what my defender is doing, asking, "What are you doing?" But I think those are the three biggest things that are really going to help improve the gameplay. A lot of frustrations that we had last year. So they said the beta is going to be released in the next couple of weeks. If you signed up for that on the Good Morning Madden, be on the lookout for that. They said in the next couple of weeks. But I'm anxious to test these things and see how they work out, and then basically give a review based upon. We'll come back to this after we test the beta out and see actually how much of this is true. So comment down below. Let me know what you guys think about what they released last night and what I said here. Still looking for some content as far as what you guys are looking for as far as moving forward. I think it's going to be mainly theme team based as far as nothing else comes out. So maybe some theme team games and some Redskins stuff there. But other than that, guys, have a great day. I appreciate your support. I'll be streaming later on today my CKFL. I'll get it right one day. And some weekend league later on, guys. So hit me up down below. Got my Twitch down below. Have a great day, guys. Mad Dad is out. Peace.